Hi, my name is Mike. I'm going to be taking you through some beginner tutorials for the Podium free digital audio workstation, or DAW. It's a great product. There is a free version which does a lot of what the full one do. The full one itself is actually quite excellent value. Tutorial 1 then. We're going to be doing setup and getting some instruments you can use to create music. So the first thing you need to do, really, for any workstation is to download some drivers which prevent lag in sound. So these are called ASIO4ALL, these drivers. You just download an exe file and run that file and then install very quickly. Won't damage your machine, anything like that. And by the way, I'm using Windows 7 on a fairly newish laptop. You can download it from loads of places, these drivers. I've chosen the Soft82 website. You can just Google it. Then you need to get the Podium workstation, and you can either pay for a full version or get a free version, which doesn't have any time limit on it. It's really good. That's from Zynewave. You need to ensure that you've installed the drivers first before you run Podium. I followed the default install for Podium. This is Podium free I'm using. And this directory structure is created. So program files, Zynewave, Podium free, Vstplugins, Zynewave Effects. I've created a new folder myself here in this position. I've called it mikePlugins. You can call it what you want. And that's where you put your virtual instruments, your DLL files. So I've picked two examples for you if you're new to this. There's a drum machine called Drumatic. So that creates electronic type drum sounds. It supports GM, General MIDI, which means it's going to be easy to work with really in all digital audio workstations. When you download it and unzip it, unusually it goes into two files. The first is the DLL file, and then there's a presets folder. You need to copy both these folders into your plugins area, whatever you called it. Second instrument comes down as one file when you download it, Mda Piano. That's an acoustic piano. Again, copy the DLL file into mikePlugins. Now we're ready to run Podium and set it up. If you've got a MIDI keyboard, which I have here, plug it in now. If you don't have a keyboard, that's fine. You can make music by painting notes on the screen. Then we're going to run Podium, and I've got Podium running on screen here. And what you need to do is to configure audio, and if you've got MIDI, configure that. First time you run Podium. Okay, I'm going to switch to Podium now. We're finished with that text. We're creating a new project. You need to configure audio, so let's just go into that dialog and I'll show you my settings. So you need to select the ASIO drivers. That's one area you need to change. And then you need to select the ASIO interface of Podium. I've left everything else unchanged there. Okay, so that's the audio setup. Now MIDI setup. If you've got a MIDI keyboard, you need to do this. So my MIDI keyboard comes through a USB lead, which is called a ViewCon device. So I've selected it there, highlighted it and selected it. And over here I've selected MIDI out ViewCon. I don't know the details of this, I'm just showing you my settings and it works. Okay. Now, plugin database. First time you run Podium, it says here build plugin database. So that's where Podium scans your DLL files, looks at what's in them and makes them available to projects. So the first time you run it, that will default to build. If you've created that already in a previous project, then you put some new plugins in your folder, then you need to select Rebuild Plugin Database. If you put your plugin folder somewhere else in a totally different directory to Podium, then you'll need to configure the plugin folder, tell Podium where to find your list of DLL files. Because mine is inside Vstplugins and Podium looks in subdirectories for that, I don't need to do anything there. And I'm going to create a new arrangement. A project can contain several arrangements, but basically I'm going to click Create Project now, which takes in all those audio, MIDI, plugin folder settings. There we go. So what's going to happen is that Podium scans through this list of DLLs. You might only have 2. I've got about 50. I'm guessing people have lots more than that. So we'll hang on a second, or 2, or 30. Wait for Podium to scan through the files. Here it's going. That'll take a while because I've got, again, about 50. Yours is probably finished by now. It'll take 10 seconds. So each time you add new DLL files, instruments or sound effects, you need to tell Podium to rebuild its file, its list of those plugins. And that's should be finished quite soon. Okay, so this is the area where we're working. We create tracks and allocate instruments to tracks. We're going to do that next time. We're going to actually make some sounds. Bye now. All for now.